Hello, your friend Nana McBrown. Nasa what's me neighbor be will be say Ghana, and a UK abrochi memu. Nasa whoop a UK won't share, a year visa mujie, and Nasa ube renew stay with UK. And Nasa saw doffo be or tiabrochi peso before, say your ukunu, say your umpna, say your yere, say your papa, or doffo be or peso before. Mr. Emfa gidi kofa forms, she shall a ducal solicitors a chiraquine. Law firm or omu dear ewa immigration law one, omu betumi abuawo. Na apart from say, omu immigration law hunim dear no, omu say specialized ewa family law, employment law, immigration law, prisons law hunim dear pa, omu betumi abuawo. Inti friend number was screen yiso, na eneya, ji omu di say, omu betumi abuawo nshishe ye biya oye. Me da say.
Welcome to another episode of Uncensored, and as you can see, I already have my guest by my side. It's very open conversation today. I'm looking to speak to a lot of Ghanaians living abroad. Since I posted on Facebook that I'm looking to speak to Africans or Ghanaians living abroad for them to share their experiences, I've gotten several messages. I've gotten people messaging me from places like Bermuda, Japan, Mongolia, and it's shocking. Ghanaians are everywhere, and I want to be able to have a very let's say diverse conversations with these people to be able to understand what actually compelled them or caused them to move from Ghana to where they are, how life is for them out there. And then I have Aliu. Aliu is talking to me from Holland. Aliu, you said you are based in Amsterdam, isn't it?
Yes, I'm based in Almere.
Oh, I've been to Almere before. I had a friend. I think I still have a friend that lives in Almere. Okay, great. I don't know much about you, so together with my audience, we are going to perhaps get to know you together. How long have you been living in the Netherlands?
I think I moved here last year, just before the whole pandemic started.
Oh, so you've not actually been there for many years?
No, I think I've just been here a little over 1.5 years.
Since this 1.5 years that you've been living in Amsterdam, what is it that is keeping you there, or what is it that you think is going to drive you to continue living there?
Yeah, I think for once, you as a human being, there are three things that you care about, right? Family, the future, and what you expect to achieve as a person. So I look around and I feel my family is secured. And beyond that, within that, there are so many things where I say my family is secured. I wanted a competitive environment where my kids can grow and achieve any goal they want to achieve. And I think Amsterdam offers that. I also wanted an environment where I don't sleep and be afraid of basic amenities being lacking. Like I don't even think about light. I don't think about water because I know it has to be there and it's always there. And above all, my career ambition as a software engineer has been moving.
So you're a software engineer. Okay, yes, so you've mentioned a couple of things. You said your family. Did you move from Ghana to Amsterdam with your family, or did you just start a family down there?
Yeah, no, I moved. I left. I was supposed to actually live with my wife and my 2 kids, but I think there were certain reasons why it couldn't happen. So I left, and the pandemic just kickstarted. And that's even another conversation, another stretch of the conversation to show why systems work. It was actually in the midst of the pandemic. The Dutch government helped brought my family.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Let's go back to your life in Ghana. What were you doing in Ghana? How was life in Ghana for you? Most people would think that people that would leave Ghana to other places would do so because life is always, or is almost at the tail end of the conversation. They are not doing well. It's hard for them, so they just want to escape that sort of hardship. Let's look at your life. How was your life back home in Ghana?
I think I would say I'm the opposite. Life wasn't difficult for me because I was fortunate. I would say I'm one of the lucky ones in Ghana. I'm a software engineer, senior. I've worked, in fact, before my current job, I've worked with UNICEF Ghana. I've worked with GIJ, based in the United States. I work with GGD, also the United States government organization. So I've earned some good money, but I think for me,
so when you say good money, people want to know. Don't give us perhaps the exact amount. About how much were you earning a month in Ghana?
Even before, and that's even the irony. I was running my own company, and I was also working for Andel. Andel is a company based in New York, hiring engineers working for companies in United States. I was earning between $3,000 to $4,000 a month
from your main employment. No, with somebody earning $4,000 or $3,000 a month in Ghana, why would you want to relocate from Ghana to the Netherlands?
It wasn't pure. So that's a good question, Chris. I think it goes beyond now, me, myself. I think for me, I've reached a point where I was 30 when I left Ghana. So I was in a good place to say I've passed the risk stage and I was earning a good income. But I was starting to give birth to offspring. And I felt they were not going to be as lucky as I'm. Because in Ghana, you have to be lucky to make it, honestly.
Yes.
It goes beyond talent. And so I wanted my kids to grow in a place where they can be competitive and achieve their goals. My wife is also somebody who has a desire to work and earn and be of herself, but the system will not just make it possible.
So when you say your wife wanted to work and earn some money, what was your wife supposed to be doing in Ghana, or what was her career path like?
She did diploma in journalism and marketing, but no job, of course, certainly. And then we went into the selling things. She was managing her own business, but as usual, you are being forced into business, not passion.
Yes.
And so and she was lucky, right? I was around to support to even start that. And beyond that, like when you just start giving birth to kids, your mindset start changing.
Over the past few years, I've had conversations with a lot of Ghanaians who are doing well in Ghana. Some are I can say, are even millionaires. Some of them are my friends, and all of them seem to be worried about the future of their children. I have my friends who have sort of moved their children to the United States, to the UK. You know, you have done this. You said you moved from Ghana to come and live in the Netherlands purely because of your family, and you are talking about your children because you didn't want your children to grow up in the system that you grew up in Ghana. I would say you grew up in the same system, you got good opportunities, you were earning good money. What is this system that you are escaping on behalf of your children, or you are moving your children abroad to escape from?
So just to even start, like, let's not even talk about everyday life.
I'm asking about your perception about the system. What is the system that you're running away from with your family?
Yeah, so to even not start with the most trivial, basic things of electricity and light, those are not, they are even necessities, so you don't even want to count them. But for me, it's all about competitiveness. Like, you are living in a system where you cannot achieve based on your skill or talent. You have to know somebody has to know somebody. Just today, you saw the military recruits.
Yes.
All those people that will get the job has to know somebody. And for me, my kids might not be as lucky as me. I don't even control my life to say I'll be there to fight for my kids.
Yes.
So if I'm not there, my kids a very average, below
average home.
In fact, below average. So I know that I have to make the way. And so if I look around and my kids has to know any connection, or you have to be gullible in politics to make it, then no, let me give them a place where they just have to work hard and they will succeed. And I believe this place offers them that. Yeah.
So yes, so you are looking at future stability for your children.
Yeah.
How old are your children?
Oh, my senior born is 6 years and my junior one is almost 3 now. So
okay, so let's look at your wife. Since she's moved to Holland, what has she been up to? How are things for her in terms of career, or is she going to be a homemaker, taking care of children, and you focusing on making money as a software developer or engineer?
Yeah, so as you know, right, immediately you move, responsibility also increase. I'm sure you are familiar with that.
Yes.
But so she's working. She works for a clothing company. Like, we don't need to know anybody. She applied. They call her for interview,
and she got a job.
she got the job. Nobody needs to even talk to you. They don't even know me as the husband. They just hired her. She just told me she's hired for a job. And that just changes the conversation. Nobody cares about anything. It's just a matter of the kids, right? And fortunately for her, I work from home. And so I manage the kids while being an engineer at home. And she goes to work outside. That's the luck we have here.
Okay, so you are talking about the fact that in this part of the world that you find yourself now, you are hired based on pure competence. It's not about connection. Who you know, who you don't know. It doesn't come into the conversation at all.
I came here, just to add to that, I came here, I already changed the job. So you just
okay, so when you said perhaps people want to know that maybe there must be, or there will be some software engineer or developer in Ghana also watching this conversation. How did you get a job, or how did you just choose Holland? How did you move from Ghana to Holland? What was the journey like? How did you even, come to the idea?
The journey why I chose Netherlands. Yes. I think for me, as everything has an effect, I was fortunate to move to Germany, I think in 2011, for an exchange program. As my school had this program called The Best Student Will Move to Germany, do some 6 months and move back to Ghana. I won that. And then immediately I entered Germany, I knew that life is different. Like, systems were working as a student.
Okay.
Even the way I related to my lecturers just for the 6 months was different from my Ghanaian lecturers. And for some reason, my mind was Germany, right? And I went back to Ghana, started software engineering. Fortunately, within that period, I traveled to the United States for 1 month. And I was like, okay, maybe US makes sense. But I'm also very attached to Ghana. So when I came back to Holland, I think for 1 week, I felt Holland was the best place because it's closer to Ghana. Like, if I want to go to Ghana, it's just like 6 hours flight. And so I went back to Ghana, I was there. Some guy reached out to me on LinkedIn for a job opportunity. I applied. They gave me a coding challenge. I went through about 5 different interviews. And
so you found your job on LinkedIn, you said? Just like that, somebody sent you an opportunity. You are in Ghana, a company in Holland sent. Was this person based in Holland?
Yes, the company was based in Holland. By his seems he has South African ties, but he's a white guy. Okay. But he saw my profile with the software profile. He just sent me, "Oh, hey, we are looking to hire a senior engineer. Are you available?" I said, "Okay, yeah," and that was it.
And then when you went through all the interviews or the stages of assessments and you passed, then what happened? Did they ask you for any money for you to travel to?
So they took care of my travel expenses for me and my family. But of course, here accommodation is paramount. You need to get accommodation before they even allow you to come to the country. So I had to raise 2 months deposit for the accommodation on my own. I think that's the only cost I incur. But every other thing, they took care of it.
So then with your family, your wife and children as well, they paid for everything?
Yes. I came here, as I said, that was another leg of it. I was here 6 months, coronavirus, lockdown, no countries allowed to travel. And then my company reached out to the Dutch embassy and they just organized a flight. They called my wife straight to the embassy and granted to enter. The Dutch government had organized a flight to come to Nigeria and they just passed Ghana and took her.
So the flight from Nigeria passed through Ghana and picked your wife and children, organized by the Dutch government.
The Dutch government. Yes.
You see how some countries do care about the people that are supposed to be living in there.
Yes. That's the point, right? I know Ghanaians were even stranded in India and they were crying. Nobody cares about them. I'm not a citizen, but the Dutch government, because I'm legal resident, saw it as a responsibility to bring my family closer.
Okay, good. So now that you've moved into Holland, what is it like down there? Your work pattern, lifestyle. People travel abroad sometimes and they do regret coming. What is it for you, or how has it been for you for the past 1.5 years?
Yeah, it's been awesome, Chris. I think for me, it's been settling to know that you are living in a system where you don't even think about basic amenities. It's not like I don't even worry about and then what I worry about is how do I develop my career? Because even school, my kids go to school and the system even force you to be a responsible father. Those are like, so everything is forcing you to be a better human being.
For the children free down there? It's free.
Yes.
It's free.
So
free education till 16 years.
Yes.
Okay, and then after 16, do you know what happens, or is the same as UK where you get student loans and the rest to go to university?
My understanding is that if you finish 16 and you go to vocational schools, there's a lot of subsidies there. But if you go to maybe those white collar jobs, that's where you probably finance it. But even at that, you should be working as a kid at that age. At 16 years, they expect you to work and finance your education. That's how it works here. And so as a parent, you know that at 16, your kids probably might even be independent of you.
Okay, so since you moved there, I don't want to talk about perhaps how much you are earning now and then maybe in comparison to what it was in Ghana, but would you say your salary now is fetching you a better lifestyle? I'm not talking about you living in the country in terms of how much you are spending on food, let's say accommodation, also healthcare. If you were earning the same amount of money you are earning now, or when you were earning $4,000 or $3,000 in Ghana, how would you compare your lifestyle today, general standard of living in Holland today, compared to what you were perhaps getting in Ghana or used to in Ghana?
Yes, so as I said beginning, you might be earning well, but even what the system offers you determine your quality of life. So I come here, within 1 year, I'm able to get a good house of my own. The government guarantees you mortgage, and you live in the with a lot of.
So when you say you've been able to get a house, you've bought a house.
Yes.
Within 1.5 years.
Yes.
How many years do you live in Ghana? 30 years. Were you able to buy a house in Ghana?
I was trying to build it because you cannot buy.
And how was the building going?
Oh, that's another. A friend of mine tells me he would never build a house because it's even more sickening than buying.
No,
how can you risk $500,000 to buy
$500,000? Yes, if you want a good place in Ghana, yes, you're looking at $250,000, $300,000, and you have to pay it cash.
And that is the problem. Like, you come here, I don't need to raise the full money. The government takes care of it, and the rent I pay for, the mortgage I pay every month is cheaper than the rent I was paying when I was renting. So the mortgage I pay for my accommodation is cheaper than the rent I was paying for my rented place.
So then, if somebody says the system is working 24/7, you would agree.
That's what it means.
I know.
I don't like salt, but I agree.
It's amazing that within 1.5 years you've been able to purchase a house in Holland. It's actually a good achievement. Because look,
yeah, I think that's why I actually moved to Almere. I think you said, yes. Almere. Almere is quite a good neighborhood, and
it's peaceful, for families, for it's a good place to live.
Yeah, Amsterdam is chaotic, so much noise, and we came here about the beginning of the year, and that's how it works. I didn't need to know anybody in the bank. I just applied. They called me. They came to my house, explained everything to me, and they were still adding, please. Since I came to Holland, the only day I became frustrated was when I went to the Ghana embassy.
The only time you got frustrated in Holland is when you went to the Ghanaian embassy.
Yes. When I went to renew my passport, I literally nearly insulted people. I literally got angry. Not a joke. Like, I exchanged words with so many people there. It's
as though it's common with all Ghanaian missions abroad. It's as though they've transposed the incompetence, the disrespect, and
you won't believe it. From Almere, I take train, go and you fill a form online. You go, they will take it and look at it and say, go back and come. When we review everything, we'll call you to come. They called me to come. They said my name was spelled wrongly. No, it wasn't spelled wrongly. I said, that's the spelling of my name. You can't assume people's names. And then I went back. They will call me to come and take biometric. I came back, wait, nobody called me. I called, oh, we forgot. We've been trying your line. It didn't come through. Who even called somebody here? Is it not auto notifications you sent to me that come for your this thing? I went and take the passport, came back, waiting for them to call me to come and take my passport for 1 month. I had to call again, then went back to pick my passport 4 times.
You went there 4 times to be able to get a Ghanaian passport.
Yes. Yes.
You see, it's sometimes disheartening. It's as though people just set up to frustrate us Ghanaians, and I'm talking about our fellow Ghanaians. It's as though we don't like to keep things very simple. We just keep all these complicated structures just to frustrate everybody around us.
I think we don't respect life. That's how I capture it. Like, I told a friend of mine, like, I don't want to use color so that you understand. I don't want us to go coloring like of our, but I think we don't respect life. Like, when I see Chris suffering, inconveniencing Chris is nothing to me. If Chris can come here 10 times to take his passport, it's my business. These people, they care about that. They don't want you to come 10 times. They will make sure they solve that problem. Oh, please, we'll bring the things to you. Or they will make sure they will prevent you from coming 10 times.
They're always looking for a solution to make people's life easy. Live a very comfortable and easy life. Life shouldn't be that hard.
Yeah.
We've sort of, bought into the conception that life has to be difficult. And therefore, if life is not difficult, then you are not living.
And that is the point, right? And you look around, you can, if you check my Facebook profile, you see how I rant every day. Like, I just get so angry. Like, people just give excuses. Nobody is even angry enough. Like, you look at our system. So I come here, I don't know anybody. If you are legally resident, the Dutch government will even support your kids. So if I want, I can apply for child support every 3 months. They'll give my kids like 150 euros to 200 euros. That's almost like 2,000 Ghana for the kid. So even if you don't have money to buy shoes for your kid, the government will give you money to buy shoes for the kid. It makes sense to have such a government. You live in a place where nobody even cares about you. Like, you just pay your taxes. When I was working in Ghana, almost 4,000 every month they deduct for income tax. Nothing happens to my, like, you just get frustrated, you know, and they don't see the effect of we all living. They don't even realize it. Maybe it's intentional, but I don't even think they are smart enough to even intentionally push us out. Like, but for some reason, almost everybody I know now connected to my network will say, Aliu, I've reached a point where I want to
let me tell you, I get countless messages on social media every day. People want to move, even if not for themselves, for their families. You understand? People are getting tired of the system. People say, look, even if I'm as an adult, I can endure this absurdity. I cannot let my children go through the same painful nonsense that I've gone through, and there's no end to it anytime soon.
And since I came here, I've been trying to live a silent life, right? And you try to, people, that's why when you see Chuni Jonas being angry now, people, I see anger in the guy's eye. He might not be doing it the right way, but you can see somebody who left a system that just nearly destroyed his life. Because you go to social, and maybe you are a thinker, you know this better than me. Is it that the young guys do not even know they deserve better?
No, but some of them are even the idea of not knowing an alternative. Do you understand? So, for instance, you had an opportunity whilst you were in school to have gone to Holland, to have gone to America. You are working for foreign companies. You do have a bit of association with foreign things, and you've experienced an alternative. A lot of these people living in Ghana, they have no idea of an alternative. They think life is that way. They think it's that difficult. It's that frustrating. It's like, so when you tell them that, look, what you are going through is stupid, they will not even believe it. They think it's normal that when you wake up in the morning, you open the tap, water doesn't flow. Do you understand? So that is why it's difficult for them to actually get angry that their water is. They've never had water. It's what they were born into.
Just to even add to using the mortgage example to explain, the Dutch government beginning of this year reduces the amount of deposit every young guy over less than 30 years should put before a bank will give you mortgage. So if initially it was required for you to put 5%, before the bank will give you the mortgage. The Dutch government forced them to reduce it to 2%.
See, the idea is to help more people buy their first homes. You can have systems like that. The government will even give you interest-free loans to buy a house. The government will give you a lot of incentives. You don't pay stamp duty as a first-time home buyer, and all those kind of incentives. All these things are being put in place to enable people live a very convenient, comfortable, and progressive life.
Yeah, it just looks like for us, we are born to come and just suffer. Like, as you said, suffering is normal for us. Like, you get up in Ghana, I don't even need the government to give me a job. I don't need the government to find me a job. But make the land law system work. Let me buy my land and know that it's secure. That's all I need from my government. Let the banking system not steal from Ghanaians. You have money in Ghana every day. They are subtracting 5% from
5 cities, 10 cities, 2 cities, 3 cities.
Chris, I just get angry when
it's amazing that we get to talk about it, at least from different part of the world, and we are able to in consonance know that, look, this is a situation, this is a problem. And the fact that we are even talking about it means we are looking for ways around the issues. So let's go back to you and the family. How is the family taking it out there? Are they happy? The children, the wife, are they beaming with smiles every morning, or they sort of feel like, look, it's not anything at all. It's Holland.
Yeah, my wife, when she initially came, she has friends, right?
Yes.
As she misses them. Here, it's all a lot of close friends. She was not happy at the beginning, like she was always lonely. But these days, I think she enjoys it more than me.
So they've all settled in very well.
Well, my kids goes to school laughing, jumping, and you know that they're happy.
Recently, I did an article about a very common thing that you would find in most civilized countries: parks for children to play, parks, playgrounds. You wouldn't find it. Look, in Ghana, your children are going to just play at your backyard. You will not even find public parks, clean or neat public parks for your children to just go there and run. How is it like in Holland?
Yeah. I saw one guy came and said they are all private.
Yes.
And you really answered very smart.
This is the sort of absurdity we talk about. That this guy doesn't even realize he has no information. His arguments are based on ignorance, and he thinks he's right.
Yeah. So here, Almera, we are surrounded by parks. In fact, every house has a garden on its own. In fact, in my house, there's the person that we bought it from had a seesaw and everything for kids.
So your children are just chilling.
And just behind our door, there are 2 parks opposite. One you can use for football, one you can go and do whatever. I think for me, the only thing I miss about Ghana is the friends I ever made, but nothing. I don't miss Ghana for anything. Nothing. Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
And then
I look at
let's look at this misconception that Ghanaians people back home would have about traveling abroad. They seem to think that, look, a lot of people that live abroad are hustling, they are struggling, the people are being racist to them, they are abusing them. Since you've been to Holland, has anybody abused you? Has anybody subjected you to some sort of treatment, ridiculed you, contempt, in any way at all?
I think the only way that you can suffer that is when you move here illegally. If you are legally resident, nobody can abuse you. I make a call that even my job, if you say something I'm not happy, the company is in trouble. And so I haven't felt anything. Of course, I don't expect everybody to be smiling I'm around, but even in Ghana, it's not everybody I see I smile towards. So I leave my family, nobody worry me. My neighborhood, they come and greet me. You are the new neighbor who say yes. That's all. Like, nobody.
So nobody is out there hating on you, talking trash to you as people would assume back home.
No, here my wife does this thing, kebabs. Is it, what do we call it? Some of this go back. Nobody cares about about your color. I think
that's good.
A lot of the stories they hear are people who are, right, who are not rightly supposed to be here.
Yes.
And when you are not here, the system doesn't know about you. People take advantage. Like
and the system itself will frustrate you if you are not supposed to be in it and you find yourself in it.
Yes. I was giving my wife this scenario that, like, here the system will force you to pay attention to your kids. So my kids go to school.
When you say the system will force you to pay attention to your kids, what do you mean?
Every 1 month, the school has to call me to come to the school to tell me his performance in school. And then they will tell me every day I have to drop him at school, even if it's 1 minute walk. I have to send him and go and pick him from school. If I'm 5 minutes late and the kid was not happy, it's trouble. They write a report against me that you were 5 minutes late and your kid was lonely. I did that when I came out from the Ghana blood was still in me, and I had
you were always late in picking your child from school.
I was late. They said, one time my wife actually dropped my senior kid because she was going somewhere. So she said, let me just drop her, and he wait for 15 minutes before they would open. That was trouble for us. They called us there and told us it should be our first and last. The kid was wandering here for 10 minutes. 10 minutes, we're in trouble. So why would you want to grow in such an environment? The government didn't give me money, but they made sure my kids are living good life.
Yes.
And so people do not understand. I don't need any government to do. Just let the system work. So
you said at the beginning of the conversation that you work from home as a software engineer. When you were in Ghana, were you able to work from home, the internet, the Doomsaw? How were you working as a software engineer in Ghana?
I think, I think before the 2016 it was worse, but as you go home very regularly. Before 2017-18 it was quite better, but I had a backup generator. My company actually gave me money to buy a backup generator, and then when it is, there are days you put noise and somebody would see. A friend of mine actually turned on his generator. People thought it was an earthquake. It's not a joke. Like they just ask him, "What's happened? Are you safe? Are you okay?"
Well, in Ghana.
Yes, Shadrach. He turned on his generator, and then somebody just asked, "Are you okay?" Because they were like, "Where from this noise?" Not knowing so when there was lights off, automatic switch.
Yes.
That like people do not even understand when you even tell them that you need generator to live, and then because they see those to be the basic of life. So it was tough for me. But I was lucky. So not everybody's lucky.
So this is somebody who is very talented. You've got skills, but the system itself was frustrating you in actually executing your jobs. You have to go and get a backup generator. You will be in the middle of a code and the light will just go off.
And even that, good point. Even, I said I co-founded a company.
Yes.
We were doing really good job until, for some reason, people actually just align us to a government. We actually won a very big project before the previous government went out. And then the government that came in just thought that we were actually by the previous government. That was it. They just took the contract and then gave it to a South African company. That's how upset we think.
Well, they took the contract from the Ghanaian company, your company, because they thought you were in bed with the previous government and gave the contract to a South African company.
Yeah.
So such a person, why would you not want to move out of this system into a place that people would appreciate your skills and your talent and your knowledge and forget all the political nonsense? Yeah,
that's it. Because we all are patriotic citizens, but there's a limit to it. And for me, the pain is when the people around you do not even see what you are saying. For me, that's my biggest disappointment.
Oh, can I ask you, do you have a generator in Holland? You need a backup generator, isn't it?
I don't know. I don't even know the last time my life went off. I have never seen my life go off for 1.5 years. My water has never stopped for 1 second.
Someone has never experienced that they've lived in a place or a country where for 1.5 years their lights, hasn't gone off. So this is somebody in Ghana, and therefore they will not even believe it. And it's not. I did an article over the weekend, and I said, look, the problems of Ghana repeat itself everywhere, in Nigeria, in Kenya, in Uganda, it's a whole continental crisis. It's upset that we cannot find solutions to these issues. You go to Nigeria, Ghana is even better when it comes to electricity. You go to Uganda, you go to Kenya. My friends in Zimbabwe tells me, look, my friend in Zimbabwe tells me, yes, they do put the lights off. Kenya, they tell me the same thing, like, oh, come on, the light is gone off. Those in Uganda, the same thing. So what is wrong with us as people?
What is wrong with us? That's the point, right? That's why people do not even understand. These people are even doing well for respecting us. Honestly, I talk sometimes, say they are even doing well for even respecting us to this extent. Just look at us who live in Accra. When we go to villages and see those at the low level, even though we are the same color, we see them to be, what kind of people are this? But if you have a group of people gathered in one part of the world where nothing works, there has to be something wrong with you guys. You Netherlands or Holland, you know this 30% of it was reclaimed from the sea.
Yeah, they're always reclaiming land, they say.
Yes, it's not from, it didn't take an engineer, it took a politician. So nobody needs to fix ourselves, we need to fix the leadership. I heard the leader, when you are going through to the south of Netherlands, you see the politician who started the whole land reclamation. In fact, where my house is was part of the sea, Flevoland. And then they actually reclaimed it from the sea in 1980. Yes, by my land documents, you see it there.
Really?
Yes, where my house, it was reclaimed from the sea.
Where your house is now?
Yes, I'm 10 minutes from the sea, from a nice beach.
Oh, jeez, you see me there soon. I'll be coming straight away to Swansland. I like the
beach. I'll happily receive you.
I'll come around.
Yeah. It's incredible how people think. And Chris, I work with them every day here. It's not like they are better than you, It's just because leadership think. That's all. It takes leadership to change all of our story.
So you think if we have a very working political leadership, those that we do lack in Ghana, in many parts of Africa, things are going to change?
If you give a good leader 4 years, the leader will transform Ghana. I'm not joking. Honest, 4 years. You don't need 10 years.
Aliu, it's been interesting talking to you. Before we end this conversation, what would you say to young Ghanaians back home or young Africans back home, especially those within your sector, software engineering or any part of the IT field? What would you say to them? What are the opportunities out there in the world? Should they start looking wider, or should they just limit themselves to their various countries?
Yeah, I think if you are in my area, engineering, you are lucky because already a lot of them are familiar with opportunities and now, a lot of them also go to recruit but let you work remotely. So they are there, they are looking for engineers to work, especially if you are based in Africa, you are a cheaper rate. Just make your profile on LinkedIn up to date. Do not over talk to say you are doing everything. Because one of the mistakes we make is that you will see somebody LinkedIn profile and he's everything. They won't mind you. Just focus on your core competence and add relevant links to your profile to show your past work. Okay. I believe when I linked my GitHub and the guy saw my contribution and my articles on Medium and just said no, he reached out to me. So it wasn't just because I was on LinkedIn, but because I added the right information. And just also learn. We are all learning. When they give you the chance, take it with both of your hands. It doesn't come twice. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. I know we have an app to develop together, so we'll be talking about that perhaps over the weekend, and then we can get something going.
Thank you, Chris. Good job, and you are really doing well. I like reading your articles. Apart from one part, I told you.
Yeah, I know. And, people have issues with my position when it comes to religion, but it's also part of the conversation. We cannot always agree on the same thing.
No. Not to flatter you. You write so well. Keep it up.
Thank you very much, Aliu.
Yeah.